What's up, guys? Time for the first edition of Riding with Ryan. Today we're going to talk about something that's been heavily on my mind because it's something that seems to pop up in our Discord community quite frequently, and that's called being a master of one. And essentially what I mean by that is finding a single product and really knowing it like the back of your hand, understanding it completely, understanding the levels, understanding everything about it to the point where you almost know it as well as you know yourself. Because trading is a business. From a business standpoint, understanding the asset you are trading is critical. And I find a lot of guys in our Discord community who, once they start understanding the methodology and the process, all these opportunities seem to open up and they want to trade everything. I actually went through the same problem myself. I would be trading 3 or 4 products at the same time, and the issue is that you really don't trade any of them well. So the idea is that the more that you can focus your attention on one and really understand one product, the better you're going to be at that. Now, I know a lot of guys who are always like, hey man, I just want to make money, and trading for me is not about chasing. Trading for me is a sniper in the bush. I'm constantly waiting for price to come to me. I need to know these key areas that I'm waiting for price to come to. Why? Because I'm not only looking to take a trade from there, but maybe if I think it's an A+ setup, I'm really looking to put some size on. Being able to know one product, know the key setups, and know where you should put size on and where you shouldn't, in my opinion, is much better than trading 4 products that you just kind of know, right? Because every product has its own feel, its own personality, and its own attitude. For those of you guys who trade, you know the ES is kind of slow, and until it isn't. The NQ, which is the NASDAQ, is a freaking monster. That thing's all over the place and pushes life to the extremes, or pushes price to the extremes. Then you've got crude oil, which is also crazy. I mean, that thing went negative $40 at one point. And then you got gold, which is super thin and ping-pongs around everywhere because it's technically a hedge, right, for a lot of things. So you've got global people trading it, but the issue is the volume's pretty thin there, right? So, all of these products have different looks and feels, and quite frankly, have different price action. Our process is very consistent, and it works across any asset. Anything that can be charted, it works. But how it gets there is always the question, right? And each one of these products has a different way of moving. And so understanding that product and understanding how it moves is critical to your success. For a long time in my trading career, I traded multiple products. For the first 10 years of my trading career, I was invested in stock and stock options. And I was constantly chasing movers. I had scanners and all kinds of, Benzinga news and all this other stuff telling me, hey, this stock's moving. I was constantly playing trades that were, stocks in motion, stocks in play, some people call them. But I didn't really know how they moved. I didn't understand the volume behind some of these low float stocks or what have you. And so I didn't really know them very well. Yeah, I made money and it was cool. But the thing was I was constantly jumping around trying to find the next asset that was going to make me money. Then when I transversed over into futures, the same thing kind of happened, right? So I found a lot of these cool products, and I'm like, man, this is really awesome. So instead of focusing on one product, some days I was trading 2, 3, 4 products. And the problem was I really didn't know these products very well, and I really wasn't focused on one product alone. Sometimes I really wasn't trading all of them well, right? But when I trade one, I know that product like the back of my hand. I trade it well. I know the key inflection points. I know the places that I want to do business all the time. I know the areas that are tested and untested without even looking at the screen. Like for instance, if I looked at my phone right now, I don't look at the chart anymore. I just look to see what the price is because I know where it's at already in my head. I literally know this product better than I know myself. Okay, that's how much time I spend staring at this thing. All right, and that is what makes me a master of one here. I have found myself to be way more profitable by focusing on one product, instead of spreading my shots throughout 3 or 4 different products. Now what I do is I just find these areas that I think are super juicy and I size up and I make it worth my while. Now I will agree, some days the ES, as you guys know, the S&P is slow. Absolutely. And so, you know, I'm sitting on my hands, and there is a lot more action, a lot of days in crude or in Q, and I look at these things and I'm like, oh man, I just wish I was in that because I've been doing nothing all day. What a wasted day. But the days that it is moving, I know this spot. I mean, my win rate, because I stick with one product, is about 68 to 70% consistently, right? I look at a month-to-month basis, and you know, on a month-to-month basis, I'm basically a 70% win rate. That is 3 out of 10 trades I lose, right? So that means 7 out of 10 trades I win. That's a pretty damn good number. That means every loss I take gets me that much closer to my win. So if I keep my risk in check, life is good. What I'm trying to share with you from experience is that being a master of one, focusing on one product, whether it's boring or not, and really finding those key areas. And if you need to make extra money, you just lay into those areas. But being a master of one is truly how you become successful and consistent in this business. I give stock traders a lot of credit. These guys are constantly chasing trades. They're constantly checking their scanners. They're always trading something different every day. And that is a tough racket. So my suggestion to you, especially if you're a futures trader, find a product that you like. Find a product that interests you and that you could trade and that you could live with. Find something that you like the way it moves and that you like the price action. And stick with it. Stick with it day in and day out. Start to understand this asset, the way it moves, and its personality. And when you get to the point where you can look at a price and know where it's at on the chart without looking at the chart, you have become a master of one. I hope you guys have enjoyed this little lesson that I shared from my previous experiences, because all my lessons have cost money. So the things that I'm sharing with you are things that I've learned the hard way that hopefully I can prevent from having to cost you money. So in the time being, you guys continue to conquer these markets, and I will see you in the next video.